Okay, now that I done caught y'all attention, I just want to let y'all know that the title was meant to grab y'all attention. Bruh. That sucks. Okay, now that I caught y'all attention, I want to let y'all know I don't condone cheating. I'm not a cheater. And the point of this video is to help people not get cheated because I'm sick and tired of going to locals, regionals, YCS, etc. and seeing people get cheated by their own fucking friends. It is so frustrating. And these will be the same friends that you see them hang out with week after week after week. But when tournament time rolls around, their friend either stacks their deck against their buddy. Their friends either drawing extra cards, not taking down life points. And frankly, I'm just sick of it because people need to realize that you can't trust everyone in this game. Just like those judges say at YCS about when it comes down to thievery. Don't trust no one with your stuff, especially your friends, because they probably want your stuff more than you do. And history have shown humans will stab each other in the back just to see some glory. So, in this video, I'm going to list down what to look out for when playing against an opponent to make sure you guys are not getting cheated. So, hope you guys enjoy the video, and thumbs it up if you like it, and etc. So, y'all stay tuned. From the top to the bottom, at the core, I forgot, in the middle of my thought. Alright guys, so this is my top things to watch for when dueling. And by learning, basically by knowing how to cheat and knowing all these things I'm about to list to you guys would know how not to get cheated. Now granted, some of you all might pick up some tips from this, but you know what? A majority of y'all will learn from it and better yourself as players, because when you go to these big events, or even when you go to locals, or even if you're playing casually, fuck it, you would know not to get cheated and what to look out for. So starting off with number one, stacking. Let me talk about stacking for a minute. Okay, stacking is when basically your opponent takes their best cards in their deck, usually a 40 card deck, and they make about 4 good hands with the deck, with the 40 card deck or something like that. So they take, let's see, the new starting hands is 5, take their 4, they'll take about, let's say, 6 starting, like 4 starting 5 good hands, and like 2 hands or 2 or 3 hands with decently okay hands, and they'll organize their deck in a way so when you're playing against them, they'll pile shuffle the organization into the correct order. So when you just do a basic cut their deck, it'll open them up into a pretty sharp hand. So the way you do that is basically just, well, the way they do that is basically, like I said, organizing their cards, etc., and then pile shuffling and then drawing into a good hand. The ways to prevent that is a good pile shuffle to their deck. That is like the #1 key. I saw this on actually another YouTuber's channel a long time ago when I was playing Naruto. And he basically said just pile shuffle their deck a good 2 or 3 times to make sure you get the stack out of their deck. And once you take the stack out of their deck, you're going to draw them into pretty good shitty hands. Or if you're lazy like me and you're at locals and you're like doing all that, you don't give a fuck, just do a good clump shuffle. A really good clump shuffle. The one that might damage the sleeves, but fuck it, they should. So if you see your opponent pile shuffling 9 times out of 10, they're probably are stacking. Now, not saying that everybody pile shuffle stacks, because I pile shuffle. Sorry, I don't stack. And I know playing against somebody who pile shuffles, they're probably stacking me. So if I see somebody pile shuffling against me, I always get them a good clump shuffle. And I pile shuffle the deck just in case to make sure I'm not getting stacked. And sometimes people do it to me, and I respect them because there are a lot of cheaters in this game. So number 1 is stacking to watch out for. Number 2, life points. Life points is one of the most important things I've seen over and over people don't keep track on. So you got to keep track of your life points, guys. Your opponent will cheat you. I've seen it countless numerous times, especially at locals. The opponents will go, okay, activate silent warning for free. They'll soul charge for free, all kind of stuff. So keep track of the life points. Paper or calculator works just fine. And I've seen instances where one player will be in the right about life points, and the other player will obviously be in the wrong because they're cheating, and the person that's in the wrong will start talking loud and acting ignorant, and the person that was ahead that was being cheated would just back down. So my advice is don't back down to these people. They're just regular human beings like me and you,
and just show a little backbone. Just tell them like, no, life points was this, you did this and this and that. So you're not going, basically. You're not gonna let them cheat you. So keep track of your life points. Paper or calculator will be just fine. Number 3, drawing or adding cards. Basically, this is just simple. Paying attention to them. Attention to detail is key. Like I see countless duels. They go to locals, go to even YCS. They might sit next to a buddy of theirs to play at their current shop, or they might see a friend they haven't seen in a while, and they're dueling their opponent. And their opponent is looking at them like, okay, well he's not paying attention. Let me just draw this extra card. Let me put one back. Let me add a card from my deck when my opponent's not looking. So basically, just from the time you sit down in that seat, pay attention to your opponent because they will draw extra cards against you if you let them. And or when they're searching the deck, let's say for example they play a Satellite Knight Deneb, search out a Satellite Knight, they might slide a soul charge on him without you noticing. So pay attention to them when you're playing. Just pay attention to your duel in general. So number 4, friends helping. Now this is a big one I see a lot as well, especially at locals. YCS and regionals, the judges don't play that shit. They tell people, buddies, to get the fuck out the aisles and let people play their games. But mainly at locals, I see people behind their friends, giving them cues, helping their opponent out, helping their friend out to what to do. Hell, I've even seen people at locals give their friends advice while playing. And basically, the simple thing you can do is just tell their friends to shut up. Like tell them like, hey, can you guys stop it? We're playing our game. Or you can just ask the opponent. Just tell them like your opponent you're playing, like I don't want no backseat dueling, and if they complain at you and say, well, it's just locals, it's just this, it's just that, just tell them you don't care. So what? It's just locals. Don't let nobody cheat you. So just basically just don't let nobody friends be stand behind you, and definitely don't let them friends talk to them. Tell them to go somewhere else, and if they have a problem with it, just like once again, don't back down. And if you're not the type of person that want confidence, call a judge. And if you have a legit judge, a good judge that you trust, the judge will put into all that shit. So just make sure to just watch out for friends helping, especially standing behind over each other. Their friends will cue out things that to help their friends out. Number 5, rulings and foreign cards. This is a lot. I've been cheated before on this plenty of times because I'm terrible with my rulings. I do know the basics to a degree, but there's a lot of rulings I don't know, and I get cheated because of that. So just know the basics, guys. Especially when your opponent's using foreign cards, because if they have a foreign card and you have a question about the way timing works, then you got to get a translation. Then they might act stupid like they don't have a translation. Just basically just know the basics of every card that you can. I mean, I know we all have lives outside of Yu-Gi-Oh, so don't go all crazy and shit trying to scramble for ideas and studying this card game. But just know the basics. If you're not sure about the basics, call the judge. That's what they're there for. And make sure the opponent has the real copy, because you don't want to get cheated on time, and do not take their word for everything they say, because sometimes, hell, people might cheat you without even the intention of cheating you. Hell, I've done it. I've cheated plenty of players without the intention of cheating them, and I'll admit it because I suck with knowing my ruling. So this basically just know the basics, guys, and things go pretty cool, pretty smooth. Number 6, looking down shuffle. Okay, this is something I see a lot at every event I go to, and no matter where I'm at, I'll have an opponent who shuffles their deck, and when I shuffle, I don't look down. I used to. I mean, I'll be a liar and sit up and say I never cheated in my life. I used to when I was younger, like maybe I was in high school, I wanted to win that bet. Now that I'm older, it's like I just really can play Yu-Gi-Oh because I have a passion for the game, and I actually want to win with skill because I actually like the game versus just winning for the sake of winning. Because if I win by cheating, I don't get a pleasure out of that. So just have your opponent, just ask them politely, can you look at me now when you shuffle your deck, or look somewhere else. Don't look down when you shuffle your deck, because you don't basically want them stacking their deck. And they might have an attitude, and I've seen them before, but just don't care because they might cheat you. And if they get mad, that's how you know they're trying to cheat you. And the same thing if they shuffle your deck, when they cut your deck to shuffle it, they might try to look down and throw all your monsters at the bottom for you to draw a crap hand. So just tell them to look you in the eye, look away, and be polite, and they'll be pretty much done. Number 7, the mid-game stack. This is one that really throws a lot of people off guard. Pay attention to your opponent's movements once again. I see a lot of opponents, and they search out, let's say, for example, I'm playing a gadget player. They play green gadget, search out red gadget. They might go on their deck and stack their soul charges with their chain summonings and all that stuff. And people might not say that's cheating, but when your opponent does that and do one giant clump shuffle, which basically keeps all their cards in order, you know they're trying to make situations sweet to the point where the next few cards they draw, they're drawing everything in order. So basically, the easiest way to beat that is just power shuffle their deck immediately. When you see your opponent do something like that, power shuffle, because they're trying to stack their deck in a certain order. So when they draw certain cards, they know 9 times out of 10 they're gonna top deck the next turn for game. Number 9, the deck box. Okay, if the extra deck looks really big, because a lot of extra decks do, sometimes it might just be the sleeves, and sometimes I've seen players say, oh, I have 17 cards in my extra, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Or, oh, I have 18 or 20. So just ask for an extra deck count, and if the deck box looks shady, ask to see the deck box, ask them to show you. Most players just show the deck box off bad because it happened to them where I guess the judge came over and they saw extra cards lying around in the deck box, and people will cheat you. They will switch out cards from time to time. I mean, at locals, this pretty much don't matter because it's fucking locals. Local judges don't care. But this really is referring to like YCSs. Unless you have one of those super competitive locals. I mean, at locals, I wouldn't really fucking do that. It's not that serious, but at YCSs and regionals, when you have to fill out paperwork and everything for your deck list, just make sure your opponents doesn't have extra cards in the deck box because they may be trying to cheat you. And finally, number 10, rule sharking assholes. Now, rule sharking technically is not cheating, but at the same time, it's abusing power that is given to the player. And I think it's a form of cheating because basically some people get aggressive when they rule shark. And I've seen a lot of players get intimidated by it and back down. So my advice to you guys is don't be a pushover. Stand your ground, be respectful, and take your time and rule shark their ass back. Don't be nobody's little bitch, people. Please do not be nobody's little bitch, because I had a player at my regionals I went to. The last region I went to, like a little bit after nationals, the guy, we were going at the time. And, you know, I take my time when I'm playing. I don't play slow. I take maybe a minute or two, or maybe 3 at the most to take my turn. And I think that's fair. A minute or 2 or 3 minutes to make a turn is fair. And he told me just to basically hurry up. And I'm like, no, I'm not hurrying up. And he kept giving me attitude. And I just almost went off on him. But I had to keep my composure because I'm like, you know, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need to be arguing with some kid that's like fucking 18 or 19. Over a fucking card game. That just don't suit my persona whatsoever. So just take your time, be respectful, and rule shark their ass back. Is that simple. And if they get fucking too mad, hell, fucking clock their ass on the fucking jaw. Show their ass who's ball straight up. But yeah. So yeah, that is the end of the video. As a recap, watch out for rule sharking assholes, deck box shady people, the mid-game stackers. Did I forget number 7? Holy shit, I can't count for shit. I just realized what I just had. Okay, I got 9 different things, not 10. The mid-game stackers, looking down shuffle people, rulings and foreign cards, friends helping, drawing and adding cards, life points, and the original stack attack. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up for me not knowing how to fucking count. Comment down in the comment section below how you guys prevent being cheated at big events. Alright, this is Yubber21 with knowing how to cheat in order to not get cheated. And I'm out. Deuces. Have a good day.